Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Chase the Patriot, and it being Sunday, I want to give you another Sunday sermon, and we're taking a look at this children's Bible that my mom gave me when I was very young, and on Sundays, I like to give you a little clip out of it, and we'll take a look at the illustrations too, and I like doing this so that my children and my grandchildren of the future might be able to have me read the Bible to them, and they can listen to their old grandpa read to them. So here we go. Today's story is Noah and the Ark. The Lord saw that men had become very wicked, and that in their minds and in their hearts there was only evil. He regretted that he had made man on earth, and in his heart he grieved very deeply. And God said to Noah, "The end of all flesh is before me. I will destroy all living things on earth, for because of them the earth is filled with evil and violence. Make an ark of cypress wood," commanded the Lord. "Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside and out with pitch. Make it in this fashion. The length of the ark shall be 450 feet, the breadth of it 75 feet, and in height 45 feet. You shall put a window in it, and in its side you shall put a door. The ark shall have 3 decks, a lower, a second, and a third. You shall do this because I shall bring upon the earth a great flood, which shall destroy every living thing. But with you I will make a promise, and the promise shall be called a covenant. You shall enter the ark with your sons and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. Of every living creature upon the earth you shall bring into the ark 2 of each sort to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female, birds of all kinds, cattle and every creeping thing. 2 of every animal in creation shall come to you, and for you to keep them alive. And take with you some of every kind of food that is eaten. Gather it up, and it shall be food for you and the creatures that are with you." And so let's take a look now at some of the illustrations we can see. We can see Noah there and his sons building the ark. You can see the kind of work being put in. But again, really cool illustrations, really cool story. And you know, it's pretty sad that here we have a God that made this amazing world, gave us free will. And so many people used that free will to make so many bad decisions that at this point he was almost ready to give up completely on all of us. But because God loves us so tremendously, he gave Noah one last chance to try to save all of us for our future. So let's continue on. The Great Flood. Noah had lived to a very great age when the flood of waters came upon the earth. And God said to Noah, "Come into the ark, you and all who are with you. 7 days from now, I will cause it to rain upon the earth for 40 days and for 40 nights. And every living thing I have made, I will destroy from off the face of the earth." And Noah did all that the Lord had commanded him. He entered the ark with Shem and Ham and Japheth, his sons, his own wife, and his wives of his sons. Birds and beasts and creeping things of every kind came to Noah and went into the ark, 2 by 2, the male and the female, as God had commanded. Then the Lord shut Noah in the ark, and the waters of the flood were upon the earth. All the fountains of the great deep were broken up, and the windows of the heaven opened. The rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and for 40 nights. The waters swelled and lifted the ark above the earth. The flood spread, and the waters continued to rise upon the earth. And the ark floated upon the face of the water. The waters rose higher and higher upon the earth, until all the high mountains under heaven were covered. 45 feet more did the waters rise above the high mountains, and they were indeed covered. You think about that. Mount Everest, or whatever the highest peak was, God continued to flood the earth, more and more water, until even the highest peak was covered by water. Every living thing that moved upon the earth died. Birds, cattle, beasts, every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, every man and every living thing which was upon the face of the ground were destroyed. Only Noah and those who were with him remained alive. God remembered Noah and every living creature with him in the ark. God caused a wind to pass over the earth and to quiet the waters. So we can take a look at an image of the flood going on here. And we can see, again, really cool illustrations of the waters coming upon the earth. And you can see the ark floating on top of those waters as God commanded. And finally, we get the ark comes to rest. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heaven were stopped, and the rain from the heaven was restrained. The waters receded for 150 days, so that in the 7th month, on the 7th day of the month, the ark rested on the mount of Ararat. And the waters continued to decrease until the 1st day of the 10th month, when the peaks of the mountains were seen. At the end of the 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark and sent out a raven, which flew to and fro. He also sent out a dove to see if the waters had dried from the ground anywhere. The dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned to the ark, for the waters still covered the earth. So Noah put out his hand and took her back into the ark. He waited 7 more days, and once again he sent out the dove. The dove came back to him in the evening, and when she did so, there was in her mouth a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had receded from the face of the earth. Now let's take a look real quick. You can see some of the illustrations of the birds that he's releasing there. And the bird returning back with the olive leaf in the mouth. All right, let's continue on. The waters had dried from the earth, so Noah opened the window of the ark. He looked out and saw that the ground was dry. God spoke to Noah, saying, "Take with you the birds, the cattle, and every living thing that is with you, that they may breed and raise their young and multiply upon the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife, and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every bird went out of the ark. And Noah built an altar to the Lord, and offered him burnt offerings of every clean beast and every clean fowl. The Lord smelled the sweet odor and said in his heart, "I will not curse the ground any more for man's sake, nor will I ever again strike down every living thing as I have done. As long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease." God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. The fear and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every bird of the air, upon all that moves on the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. As once I gave you the green plants, now I have given you all these things." And God continued saying, "Behold, I make a promise to you, and to your children after you, and to every living creature that is with you, and to every living beast of the earth, to the birds and to the cattle, and all who come out of the ark. I promise that I never again will all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, nor will a flood destroy the earth. This promise is a covenant which I make between myself and you and every creature that is with you, throughout all generations without end." The rainbow then appears. "I set my rainbow in the cloud, and this rainbow shall be a token of the covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the rainbow shall be seen in the cloud. I will look upon it, and I will remember the everlasting covenant between me and you and every living creature upon the earth. And Noah lived a long time after the flood, and was a very old man when he died. Sons were born unto the sons of Noah after the flood, and they went forth and were the fathers of the nations of the earth. And we can see Noah releasing all of the animals from the ark in this last illustration, releasing God's creation and God's covenant and promise back to the world. Well, Noah's Ark is one of those stories where, yes, mistakes can be made, but we can also listen to God, and God can forgive us and give us a future as long as we follow His commands and follow His will. So we have to do our best to live according to God's will into the future of this life and every last life coming after death. So again, guys, remember, God loves you. We do make mistakes, but God still continues to love you no matter what. Don't ever forget it. All right, guys, I'm going to be signing up out of here. I hope you guys have a blessed Sunday. This is Chase the Patriot signing off. Everybody take care now. Goodbye. Peace.